Dr. Selig, coming back to WKU, especially for homecoming, does it bring back any kind of good memories, or what's it like to come back to campus?
It's always good to be back in Bowling Green. We had 11 great years here, my family and I, and we landed right here at Comar Aviation, and we used to live in Bent Tree, so it was really unique to be landing and looking over at the old neighborhood, so always great to be back in Bowling Green.
Speaking of Old Dominion, they're now in Conference USA with Western Kentucky. What is that like to have two schools that you've been ahead of the athletic department in the same conference?
It's actually pretty neat because I have always followed Western Kentucky since I left, and when I went to Old Dominion, it was a move to really be close to home. I grew up in Norfolk, where Old Dominion is located. My parents lived 3 miles away from where we live, so it was a really good move in that regard. I hated to leave Western Kentucky, hated to leave Bowling Green. The fact that we're now both in the same conference allows me to stay close to WKU, to Bowling Green, all the friends that we made here. And it's unique that my son is now a sophomore at Western Kentucky, so just another contact point for us after we departed Western Kentucky. But being in the same conference means everything, because I can track WKU in all sports, and it's a good rivalry, you know, for a number of different reasons.
Since your departure from WKU, you've mentioned that you're able to track its progress. What have you seen the athletic department do since you've left?
Well, the football program has really improved leaps and bounds. We were really struggling with the transition from FCS to FBS. So when I left, we had just hired Willie Taggart, and the program was just starting to really climb the mountain. It's a big mountain when you make that move. And now to see the football program, you know, last year finish in the top 25 and win a conference championship, very rewarding, knowing how difficult the initial transition was. So to see that, the facilities, the success of basketball, that's always been a great program. And the fact that WKU was able to come into Conference USA and continue where they left off with the Sun Belt, and that's just win championships. That's really a hallmark of Western Kentucky athletics.
Todd Stewart, it's my understanding that you were able to bring him into the program at Western. What did you see, what qualities did you see in him that, you know, helped your decision to bring him here? You know, with some of the progress that Western has made, he's been ahead of that in the athletic department.
I first met Todd when he was with the Sun Belt Conference down in New Orleans, and he was just such the consummate professional and always buttoned up, you know, always, you know, planning ahead. I knew he would be a great addition if I could get him to our team. Luckily, maybe not luckily for those people in New Orleans, when Katrina went through, but the hurricane that devastated New Orleans, I think for Todd it was like, okay, I'm ready to get out of this location. And you know, he has roots up in Cincinnati, went to Miami of Ohio, so for him it was like coming home to be here in Kentucky. So we had a position that was vacated. Paul Just was retiring, and it opened up that whole media relations, external operations position. And I was lucky that Todd said yes and came here and did a phenomenal job, and you know, was able to work with Ross Bjork in a very positive way. And then glad that President Ransdell noticed what he had in Todd Stewart and offered him the job. And I think Todd could be here for the rest of his career.
Just one final question. You might be a little bit biased. What's your prediction for the score tomorrow?
Yeah, WKU has not treated me well since I left, so we've come up on the short ends of things a lot of times. But yeah, I'd love to play the role of spoiler during homecoming weekend. I remember the homecoming weekends. We went to the Presbyterian Church downtown, and we always had the grilled cheese lunch on, I think it was the Thursday of homecoming. So we missed grilled cheese yesterday, but hopefully we'll play spoiler on Saturday to the Hilltoppers.